All right, and boom, what is up, everybody? It's me, J-Rod, the filmmaker, former film major, frequent fighting gamer from Philadelphia, and I want to talk one more time about Mortal Kombat 1. It is about to be the anniversary of Mortal Kombat 1's release. It is going to be its 2-year anniversary, and the game will be moving into its 3rd year of existence after this. And now we're going to definitively decide where Mortal Kombat 1 is after all of its content, all of its updates, all of its patches, and see where in the end does Mortal Kombat 1 stack up. I did a bunch of videos like this before. After the game first released, I made a video called My Honest Thoughts of Mortal Kombat 1. At the time, there were a lot of things in the game that needed to be fixed. It dropped, but it dropped in a pretty rushed and unfinished state that was pretty obvious to most people. And so that video is mostly about a lot of the things that needed improvements, whether it was like critical improvements to the game, gameplay, balance changes, and things like that, or just the more superficial changes to cosmetics, UI, and anything that just makes gameplay better but was not critical. Then later, a year after the game came out, the 1-year anniversary of Mortal Kombat 1, I came back and made a follow-up to that video, My Honest Thoughts on Mortal Kombat 1 after 1 year. And that video was a lot more optimistic. A lot of the challenges and the problems that I had with the game in year 1, or in a lot of the problems I had with the game after launch, a lot of them were actually fixed, addressed, or being addressed in future updates. It was starting to feel like a full-fledged version of the game and not an unfinished sort of beta at launch. It was starting to get closer and closer to the version of the game that we all expected to have, the definitive version of the game, if I do say so myself. And I was so optimistic. I was so happy about the trajectory of the game. It seemed like everything was getting better. There was new content, there was new modes, there was a lot of new quality of life fixes, and it seemed like they were very close to the perfect and definitive version of the game that we had all been waiting for. But then, only about 6 months or so after that Chaos Reigns update had come out, they announced that would be it. Well, they came out with one more update, the definitive update, which didn't add much of anything to the game. We're going to talk more about that in a second. But after that definitive update, people were speculating, does this mean that Mortal Kombat 1 is done adding content? And then a few months or weeks later after that, they did come out and say officially that Mortal Kombat 1 was done adding content to the game. There have been a couple balance patches after that, but they are officially done with content, which means no new characters, no new combat packs, no new cameos, no new skins, more than likely no new finishers, whether that be brutalities, animalities, fatalities, stage fatalities, babalities, no new anything seemingly. There were still a few skins that hadn't been officially revealed or hadn't been officially released into the game for everyone to own. So they were still dropping a couple things here and there, like a couple of palettes of the Cyrax and Sector MK1 skin, the new Outworld Menagerie skins for the female ninjas. Then there were also the Mortal Kombat 2 movie skins. But now we officially know that there is no more new content coming to Mortal Kombat 1, and this version of the game that we are currently playing on is it. It's all we're going to get. There are not going to be any more major additions or updates. Maybe at best we could maybe hope for one more balance change to come, like the final balance patch, but this really could be it. We could possibly not see another update for Mortal Kombat 1 ever, and that is honestly very disappointing. Like I said, in the beginning the game felt very rushed and unfinished, but then it started to really get better and better over time, and then I feel like the game was abruptly shut down, cut off, before it could actually get to the definitive edition that we all really wanted. So it started off rushed. It worked its way up to being a better version of the game, but never quite made it to its full potential. And that is my main problem with Mortal Kombat 1. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Some of the problems that still exist within Mortal Kombat 1, and some of the reasons why I think, even though they call this the definitive edition of Mortal Kombat 1, it's far from definitive as far as features and quality of life changes. But we're going to talk about all of that, and we're going to give Mortal Kombat 1 a final hurrah, as this is probably going to be the final video that I make for Mortal Kombat 1, excluding part 2 of Brutal Reactions, where we react to all the new brutalities. Check out part 1 if you have not already, and check out the other Fatal Reactions videos that I have done in Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 11. But without further ado, let's get into it. This is the Chaos Reigns version of the UI that came out with Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns. You have the choice to switch between this one and the original UI, which is like the new era, the more peaceful UI. They added the initial Year 1 UI, and then they added the Chaos Reigns Year 2 UI, but with the definitive edition of the game, they didn't add anything. Not even just a little text bubble above or below the Mortal Kombat 1 logo that says Definitive Edition, which was really strange. If you load into Mortal Kombat X, for example, you're going to be playing Mortal Kombat XL, MKXL, the most recent version of the game with all the patches and all the new content and all the new characters. If you load into Mortal Kombat 11, you're going to be playing Ultimate Mortal Kombat 11. It's going to say Ultimate Mortal Kombat 11. Even if you don't have all of the Combat Pack and all of the Combat Pack 2 features, you're still going to have that UI change. I just hate that we didn't get a UI change for the definitive edition of Mortal Kombat 1. If it really is the definitive edition, it should say that. And even if there was a UI change, but it was only for people who paid $10 for that definitive edition upgrade, that still would not be good enough. This should be the definitive edition of the game for all players, everyone who owns it, and that should come whether you paid that $10 for that upgrade pack or not, because in my opinion, that upgrade pack is not worth it at all. But this is part of the reason why I don't think that this is really the definitive edition of the game that NetherRealm Studios want to put out. If you remember, at some point during the press tour for Mortal Kombat 1, Ed Boon said that this game would get more support than any of the past Mortal Kombat titles. And then it didn't. It ended up getting about the same amount of support as the past Mortal Kombat titles, a little less than 2 years, which is very disappointing, and it just ruins the momentum, any momentum that this game might have built in those 2 years. But in my opinion, Ed Boon has been known to lie here and there to protect some of the secrets that NRS is working on. But I do not think that he deliberately lied about how much support this game will receive. I think it's more of the fact that NRS was prepared for more than 2 years of support, but they did not get any additional funding from their parent company, Warner Brothers, to make or fund a third year of the game. So they were forced to basically shut down any work that they were currently doing on Mortal Kombat 1 and move on to whatever the next title is, whether that be another Mortal Kombat game, another Injustice game, or something else. Let's talk about skins. Skins and gear and cameo skins, DLC skins. We're going to talk about all of that right now. In that last video I made, I said that there needs to be more skins in the game. More skins for everybody, whether that's a character like Scorpion, who already has a lot of skins. Let's go to his palettes. He has 9 different skins, and those skins all have different palettes. I said that all characters needed new skins, whether it was a character like Scorpion with a lot of skins, or a character like Geras and Baraka, who don't have very many skins. And they also needed to add more skins for DLC characters, if you look at someone like Quan Chi, and for guest characters, guest DLC characters, if you look at someone like Omni-Man. The characters that have this problem the worst are the guest DLC characters, as they all only have one skin that comes in at least 6 palettes. So if you look at Omni-Man, Peacemaker, Ghostface, T-1000, Conan the Barbarian, or Homelander, all of these characters only have one skin, and that's kind of insane considering that we paid money for these skins. Not only that, but considering that since they're guest characters, there's a lot of like character expression and customization that we would have loved to see in this game, but yet we did not get. For example, Omni-Man could have gotten his white Viltrumite outfit, or even just some casual civilian clothes, like something he would wear when he goes to play catch with Mark. Peacemaker could have had some new skins and gear inspired by season 2 of Peacemaker. He has a brand new helmet in that season, and he also has a casual civilian clothes outfit that he found in his like Earth 2 that would have made a really fun skin in this game. There also could have been a John Cena inspired skin. I think the point is it doesn't matter what the skin would have been. As fans and also as people who paid money for these characters, we would have appreciated more expression, more character expression through skins and gear. I do give them the benefit that a lot of these characters do have really good gear. So what they lack in palettes for someone like T1000, they make up for in gear. As you can see, all of his gear items completely change the skin. When you go from something default like this to my personal favorite is the one I had on, SWAT outfit. You also have the motorcycle trooper outfit. This one, the future cop. His gear is really good and it drastically changes the character. Why does he not also have skins? Palettes they're called in this, but they also technically are skins. Yeah, why is there no other option for skins except for this one that comes in 6 palettes? So they did actually add skins to the game since that video. In year 2, they added a nice little amount of skins. I talked about how in year 1 we got the Order of Darkness and Union of Light skins. So in year 2, I expected to see Order versus Chaos skins, and those skins do exist. This is a Chaos skin for Quan Chi. Also an Order skin. Oh wait, no. Yeah, here we go. We got an Order skin for Li Mei. We have a Chaos skin for Shang Tsung, really kind of disgusting, but actually a really nice skin. And then we also have an Order skin for a character like Reiko. I think this counts as an Order skin, like his Emperor type skin. Also, this is a brand new gear item I have on him that like just dropped this season in Invasion mode. So they are still dropping content. It's just how long are they going to keep dropping content now that the game has officially been they've officially ended support for it. Here's a Chaos skin for Takeda. Really excited for this because Takeda is a DLC character, and any skin for a DLC character is worth it. Also, another skin that they added for Ermac is the Order of Darkness skin. I have every skin for Ermac except for his MK95 skin. So I really do appreciate that he's a DLC character with 4 different types of skins, whereas most DLC characters, but if you look at the other characters like Cyrax and Sector, only 1 skin. Comes in hella palettes, which I appreciate, but only 1 skin, which is unfortunate. They did add a lot of new skins in year 2, but it's not nearly enough. And the problem isn't that, you know, the number of skins, it's more the distribution of skins. It's the fact that I heard this term early in Mortal Kombat 1's lifespan. It was about cameos, but it also applies in this specific instance. Someone said the rich get richer. And what they meant by that was that, you know, if a character has like hella plus frames and pressure, they can pick a cameo that also has hella plus frames and pressure, and then they just get more. The rich get richer. That also applies to skins, because a character like Scorpion or Sub-Zero, who already had a lot of skins going into year 2, got even more new skins. The characters that already had a lot of skins, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Melina, Katana, Johnny Cage, those characters continued to get new skins. And the characters that were lacking in skins, like Baraka and Geras, they did get 1 new skin. Geras got his Age of Conan skin, which actually I haven't been rocking recently because I got a new silver palette for his Order of Darkness. But Geras did get this Age of Conan skin. I really love it. It's amazing, but I still think he could do with more skins. Like, you would never catch somebody saying, oh, my main character has too many skins. That's not really a thing. You want to have as many skins as possible, especially if you love the character. I wish there was better distribution. I think every character on the base roster has at least 4 skins now, which I appreciate, but at the same time, Scorpion has at least 9, probably even more, because there's probably a skin that I don't have. But why is some characters have 4 and some characters have 9 instead of every character having something in the middle, like 6 skins? That would have been a lot cooler. And the same thing goes for cameo skins. I said that I wanted them to add more new cameo skins, and they did add a few here and there, but they could always use more. The Sub-Zero and Sector MK11 skins are like the best example of how you can really do something insane with Kameo skins. They did add new Kameo skins for Serena and Frost that were seasonal. I don't have them right now, but I probably will get them when they come back around. Those were amazing. Those skins were really nice. But the same thing, the distribution is crazy where there's a couple characters that have 2 skins. There are some characters that only have the 1. I wish that each Kameo character could have at least another skin, because there are some really cool ideas. Like, if you go, I just played through the Invasions mode season for Reptile, and at the end they show a picture of Chameleon wearing this huge dress because she's like queen of the Zaterans or the Saurians. That would have been a really cool outfit to add, even if it's impractical. It's okay because she's a cameo character and it's not that serious. It would have been cool to see MKX Tremor in this game. I've said in the last one that Armageddon Movado would be an insanely good skin, and I think that almost every skin in this, or every character on the Kameo roster, could have had another skin. Young Shujinko could have been a cool example. MK11 Cyborg Kano could have been a cool addition. But honestly, they really, the amount of Kameo skins and cosmetics that they added were really, really underwhelming. Okay, and now I'm in story mode just because I wanted to talk about these hybrid skins. There are so many of these hybrid skins that were created mostly for single player experiences. They're in story mode, they're in invasion mode, they show up most of the time when you're doing like a secret fight. Or, it's not called a secret fight, what is it called? Ambush, like an ambush fight in the middle of invasions. And there are a bunch of these hybrids. Why have we never, I said this before, but why have none of these hybrids ever become skins in the game? Liu Kang with a Kano eye, or Johnny Cage with a Sub-Zero mask, or Kenshi with a Raiden hat, or Rain with a Kenshi blindfold, Melina and Quan Chi. This would be an insanely cool skin, and I know there is a little bit of like a clarity issue where people want to know exactly what character they're fighting with no confusion. But honestly, look at the character. Are you going to confuse this with the actual Quan Chi? When she does that, I mean maybe, but actually Quan Chi can't even do that in the real game. That's like a MKX bonus move type of shit. But I think it's clear enough that this is Melina, even though she's bald. It's similar to like if they were to have done a Quan Chi season of Invasions mode. Who is this one? This is, I think, a Johnny Cage Liu Kang. Yes, this is a Johnny Cage Liu Kang. Any of these skins and all of these skins could have just been fun little additions to the game. Even if you wanted to keep it like, I don't know, keep the sanctity of it or whatever during the game's lifespan. Now that development is officially over, I feel like this would have been a great time to just add these skins for the funsies. And we could go into year 3 with just these really insane mashup skins. We started off with the Order of Darkness and the Union of Light in year 1, then we kind of went to the Order and Chaos in year 2. It would be cool to just do a bunch of these fun little mashup skins in year 3, just to end off. I'm going to start by talking about the premium store. And honestly, I don't have much to say about the premium store. I actually don't think that the microtransactions in this game were very bad for one specific reason, and that is because they added free dragon crystals in this game. And there's a lot more skins from all the different rotations that I have that I don't have to pay for because I just play the game, unlock dragon crystals, and then spend those dragon crystals on free skins. But my problem with this premium store after the definitive update, that I'm going to keep saying in quotation marks, in air quotes, is that I think it is time to end the premium store rotation, right? So we've got 3 skins here, 3 pieces of gear, 3 more skins, 5 skins, easy fatality tokens, and 3 skins. If I wanted to get a skin from like last season or whatever, it's not here. If I wanted to get all of the Mortal Kombat 2 movie skins, none of them are currently in the shop. I do have most of them. I just don't have the Johnny Cage skin. If I wanted to get that skin, I literally just have to sit here, come back every day, and wait for them to put it back in the store. That was fine when the game was new. I get the FOMO, and the FOMO makes you want to buy things when you have the currency immediately, because you never know when it's going to come back. I do understand that. But at this point, it's so late in the game, they've already announced that they are ending support and not adding any more cosmetics. So why don't they just end the rotation and make all of the premium items available whenever you want them. All you have to do is go into the customization, click on the character, and you should be able to see all of the skins, even the ones you don't own, and you should be able to buy them from there. That makes perfect sense in my opinion. Marvel Rivals does a similar thing where there is a store. It does have a rotating list of skins, but you can also go to the hero page and click on a skin. Look at all the skins that you don't have, click on a skin and buy that skin. I don't think it has to be in the store at the time for you to buy it from the heroes page, but that's how I want it to work in Mortal Kombat 1. So whatever skin you want, you can get it whenever you want. I don't get why that's not a feature. Like I said, I get the FOMO model, but I mean, most of the player base has already moved on. Do they really think that people are still gonna buy these skins out of FOMO? No, but they will buy them to collect them as long as they can get whatever ones that they want. So that's my biggest critique of the premium store. They need to end the rotation. And to also talk about the seasonal store and the Shrine have the same problem where they're done. They have not updated the seasonal store in the Shrine in a couple months now. So that means that all the seasonal coins you get, you see that I currently have 54,859 because I'm still playing Invasions. I can't do anything with those. There's nothing for me to do with those in game. That goes for seasonal credits, coins. I can still use the crowns, but who cares about that? Like, half of the currency that they added to this game is completely useless for me at this point because I actually unlocked things in year one. And that's a really insane model. I personally don't like how there's multiple currencies in games today because all that does is confuse the consumer so that they end up buying a currency that they don't need, or they end up exchanging a currency that's valuable for a currency that's less valuable, or they end up letting their currency go to waste because some things like seasonal currency don't stay forever. They get refreshed every single season. It's just kind of a way for you to miss opportunities, spend more money, and it's another way to capitalize on FOMO. And I get it, but at this point, it doesn't serve any purpose. I think that one thing they should do is just add more content into the seasonal store or into the Shrine, because there are more skins that you can unlock via like the Legacy Tower, or gear and skins that you can get in Invasions mode. They should bring those loot pools together and give you multiple ways to unlock the same cosmetics, because somebody probably doesn't feel like playing Invasions mode anymore, or they don't feel like opening the entire Shrine. They should still be able to get the cosmetics that are in there, because the more stuff you get in the game, the more full and complete the game feels. So it should be there should be more content in the game for everyone, not just for certain people who play certain game modes. There are a few things that just never got added to the game. Quality of life changes that could have made the game a lot better, and we are probably never going to get at this point. The first being rooms. Content creators and tournament organizers have been asking for rooms. It is basically so that a bunch of players that want to play together can all be in one lobby, so that it is easier to set up matches and put matches on stream, and you don't have to invite the new players every single time you go to do a new set, because they can actually just stay in the lobby and wait for their opportunities to play. We never got it, and it's a feature that we've gotten in so many past games. Injustice, Mortal Kombat 11, it didn't actually make sense why it was never added to Mortal Kombat 1. If it was going to take a little bit of time and it wasn't there at launch, perfectly fine. We didn't have cross-play at launch. We didn't have a couple of different features at launch, like online training mode or replay mode and stuff like that. So I didn't mind waiting for modes like that. But at this point, that we know we're not getting any more content updates, we can assume that we're never going to get rooms in this game, and that sucks. Also, this one's a bit divisive, but as a content creator for this game, I would have appreciated a content creator mode. Whether it disabled blood and gory X-ray effects, or it maybe just turned blood into silver or green like it does for T1000 or Reptile. Any of that would have helped, because it really is hard to make Mortal Kombat content on YouTube specifically, with how hyper realistic the games have become. It just gets tagged as violent, bloody, gory, and not suitable for most audiences, and then it gets age restricted, it gets demonetized. There are just a bunch of things that can happen because the video is considered violent and gory. And yes, you know, the game is actually violent and gory, right? So I don't mind if it is restricted from kids from watching, or if fatalities get those restrictions. But because of the nature of the game, you can get age restricted in Mortal Kombat 1 if Havoc is just on the screen. He doesn't have to do a finisher. He doesn't have to do a fatality or a brutality. Havoc just being on the screen a lot of times will demonetize the video. Or playing in the flesh pits will demonetize the video. Also, I asked for something like this in both of my past videos talking about Mortal Kombat 1. And I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I explained it in greater detail. But basically, all I wanted was them to bring the fighter customization screen and the Kameo customization screen together, so that while I'm looking at my fighter, I can go to a toggle or a switch and put a Kameo in the background, so then I can just see how my character and my Kameo look together. That's really it. And then you can do poses with them, you can take pictures and videos with them, make thumbnails or whatever you want to do. But all I wanted was to make it so that I could put a Kameo behind my character in the customization screen, instead of having separate customization for characters and for cameos. That's why I don't feel like this is the definitive edition of the game that it really could be. I love this game. If you go back in any of those past videos, after 3 months of the game being out, I was already loving the game, but knew it had to change a lot of things and fix a lot of problems. After a year of the game being out, I loved this game, and I was optimistic that it was going to get to a really good spot. Every step of the way, I loved the game, and at this point, 2 years later, I still do love this game, and I play it a lot. I think gameplay-wise, it has the potential to be the best Mortal Kombat ever, and as far as the depth of gameplay, the Kameo system just gives you so much customization and creativity and expression that I think that most people who play this game have not even explored half of what is possible in this game, and that's unique to this game. And that is one thing I like about Mortal Kombat not being a legacy fighting game. Whereas Mortal Kombat 11 is very different from Mortal Kombat X, is very different from Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 1 is different from them all. And while that's, you know, can be divisive because some people found the game that they like, and then another game came out and it was something that they didn't like, it's good that different people can find different things to like, and different people have different favorite Mortal Kombat games. It seems like they are catering to multiple different types of people. There is like the super hardcore gameplay Mortal Kombats, whether you consider that to be Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 9. There are the really polished cosmetic Mortal Kombat games, whether you consider that to be Mortal Kombat 11 or this one, Mortal Kombat 1. If you like variations, that's a possibility. If you like custom variations, you can play MK11. And if you like cameos better, you can play Mortal Kombat 1. Everyone has their game that has more of the features that they like and enjoy, and they have their games that has less features that they like and enjoy. Doesn't mean that one game is bad because it doesn't specifically cater to you. It just means that you already had your game, you know? And I think at this point in the Mortal Kombat franchise, almost all of the fans have their game, have their favorite game, have the one that either got them into it or the one that made them love playing Mortal Kombat. For me, it's actually Injustice. I'm gonna be completely honest. Injustice 1 and 2 are peak in my opinion, and I don't look for Mortal Kombat to fill that because I already have my peak. You know, I can still go back and play Injustice 1 and 2 whenever I want to, and they're still gonna be just as fun as I remember them. You can still go back and play MKX if you want to, and it's still going to be as fun as you remember it. I think that's the greatest thing about these games. But yeah, I had a lot of final complaints about the game. These are things that I have been thinking about ever since the definitive edition dropped, and I wanted to get those critiques out, because it's not that I didn't have any critiques of this game, it's just I was really optimistic to see if they could improve it and get it to a better version before the game finished development. But now that we know the game is done with development, this is what we got, and you know, you either play it or you don't, because there's a lot of other games out right now that you can play, and that's like non-fighting games like Borderlands 4 and Marvel Rivals Season 4, but also fighting games. The Virtua Fighter Revo had a new beta out recently. 2XKO has its beta out now. And Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls just had a beta and is going to be coming out in 2026, along with Invincible Versus. So the amount of games, the amount of content, the amount of things that we can do and play is crazy. I'm not really sad that Mortal Kombat 1 is kind of on its way out the door. It was really fun while it lasted. It was a really fun 2 years, and honestly, time flew in a lot of sense, where it doesn't feel like it has been 2 years. I wish we would have gotten more support, but I'm also appreciative for everything we've gotten so far. And finally, I do want to say that I don't think the definitive edition of the game is actually definitive. I mean, you pay $10 and all you get is one skin pack. And I decided not to buy that definitive edition upgrade and get that skin pack because I'm already grinding to get skins for free. I could either pay $10 and get all the skins, or I could grind for a couple months and get all the skins anyway without paying any money. So yeah, I decided to keep grinding and unlocking free skins because that's my favorite thing to do in this game. And while people will complain about microtransactions, people will complain about how expensive stuff is or that they're trying to make you buy everything, I appreciate that they gave out as many Dragon Crystals as they did for free. In that last video, I said that they, I appreciate that they gave out free Dragon Crystals, and I wish that they kept giving out free Dragon Crystals, and they did. They added the update so that you can get 75 free Dragon Crystals every single week just by completing one challenge. And I don't think that people understand how huge that is and how much value that added to the game. I mean, I've seen a lot of people complain about the microtransactions in the game, but I never see anyone I've never seen anyone praise NRS for when they actually make it so that the microtransactions, the premium skins can still be unlocked for free through gameplay, and you can get as many as you are willing to unlock and earn in the game. So I really appreciate them for that. But that is going to be it for this one. That is everything I wanted to say. My final thoughts on Mortal Kombat 1 after 2 years. I do really like the game. I wish I loved it more. I think it was very close to being the actual definitive version of the game that we all deserve, but it fell a bit short, and I gotta admit that. But either way, I've had a lot of fun with the game. But that's going to be it for this one. I said it's probably going to be my final time talking about Mortal Kombat 1, but we actually have 2 other opportunities when I do my part 2 of Mortal Kombat 1 Brutality reactions, where we react to all the new brutalities in the game. And then also at Final Combat, which is coming up very soon in about a week, a little more than a week, we're going to finally find out who is the best of the best in Mortal Kombat 1 for the final time. Is Sonic Fox gonna, do the repeat, gonna do it again, or will someone take the throne? Because I think this one is actually gonna be really stacked, but also the meta is in a completely different place than it was. I mean, it's in a completely different place than it was last year's Final Combat, but it's in a different place than it even was at the beginning of this year. T-1000 came out and was absolutely busted, but then he got normalized. Cyrax is considerably top 1, got a couple nerfs, but might still be top 1. So I'm excited to see who is the best of the best player and the best of the best character in Mortal Kombat 1 at Final Combat. And I'm definitely going to be streaming top 8 of the Last Chance Qualifier and top 8 of the whole thing, Final Combat. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Next week, I will actually be back with some 2XKO gameplay, not just 2XKO, but we're going to be doing a new episode of New Game Alert, and I will be playing a bunch of new fighting games, maybe even Mortal Kombat 1. You'll have to show up and see, but we're definitely going to be playing some 2XKO, and so yeah, I'm excited for that. And yeah, so that's it. Also, look forward to more Borderlands 4 videos. We just started that playthrough. Check out part 1 if you have not already, but part 2 is going to be coming very soon. Actually, the week after that 2XKO video drops. We're going to be back with a lot more fighting game videos for the rest of the year, but also some non-fighting game videos, some non-gaming videos. I posted my review of the newest Jordan Peele, Justin Tipping, Marlon Wayans film, Him. I posted that review on TikTok and Instagram. I tried to post it on YouTube Shorts, but it got copyright claimed and blocked. So if you want to check out that video, check it out over there on TikTok. The link should be in the description or on screen. But that is going to be it for this one, you guys. That's everything I got to say about Mortal Kombat 1. I wanted it to be a shorter video, but I ended up yapping anyway. But that's going to be it for this one. First of all, tell me how you feel about Mortal Kombat 1 at this current moment. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Are you glad it's dead? Or are you happy that it lived? Whatever you want to say. Let me know down in the comments below. And I will see you guys in another one. Also, make sure you are subscribing, as we are almost there. We're knocking on the door of 900 subscribers, and I want to hit that before the end of the year. So I need you guys' help to hit that. But that is going to be it for this one, you guys. So tell me how you feel. Tell me if you feel me, and I will see you guys next time in another new one. Peace out.
Unpredictable.
Final part before I
And welcome
sign
to
out.
the Crimson Resistance, I guess.
I just wanted to say about him, his voice reminds me of the meme that's on TikTok now, where it's like,
Fall line, everybody get in line. We have to thank our heroes.
Oh my God, what happened to him? This whole time we was getting saved by some lame ass looking niggas?